So welcome to Docwob TV episode. So welcome to Docwob TV. Sure you can see through the end of this arc. So. So welcome to Docwob TV again on the run up to VMXdN Foxhill. This is the last one before the weekend, so...
Well, it's not actually the last one before the weekend. This is going to be the last episode before Christmas. And I thought I'd pick one that was basically one of my favourites and contains one of the bikes that I thought was also one of my favourites. And I know that Rob really enjoyed making it too because, well, it got the views.
This is it. You've seen everything. You've seen the Yamahas we built, the 5 Yams, then there's the 4 Kawasaki's, and then there's this Honda CR500. So I'll give you the rundown on this one. It's a 93 CR500 built for Leon Caps. She's quite trick. It's got all the Docwob goodies on it. So, where'd you start? CR500, I guess, frame. 90% of these bikes are rotten. Frame rails on Hondas, they got drain holes in the bottom, they fill up full of paint or dirt or crap, and they just rust from the inside out. So, you're better off to do some investigative work, get the frame sorted out, replace the bottom frame rails, re-weld a skid plate in, stiffens the bike up, makes it all work properly. So, get the frame powder coated. We put a case guard on, so we put the mounts on for our own case guard, the HRC one. The reason we did a CR500 is because we make a lot of parts for these. So this bike's got all the stuff we make. So it's a bit of a showcase of what we make and what we can do. So you start with the frame, get the frame done, powder coated white, DRC foot pegs, Yamaha fitment. So Yamaha YZ fitment peg fits a CR500, so that's nice. I do know my way around these, luckily, because I was in the States. This is a 93 CR500. I was in the States in 93. And then in 94, I worked for Billy Lyles. We started off with Vertimatis in Italy, but then as the Grand Prix season become closer, we realised we didn't have enough stuff. So we went away and bought Hondas, started off on production Hondas, and ended up with the Joe Bay Belgicom team with the HRC stuff. So I know my way around a CR500. They're pretty basic, there's not much to them, but there's a few tricks you can do to make them run good. So we'll edit there, kid, because that's a long thing to fucking get through it. Engineers over here. Where's my coffee anyway?
I thought you would be coming.
No.
Okay, yeah, so my name's Dylan Brown, I'm the team owner of Apico Honda, and we're here at the Vets Motocross the Nations at Foxhills over the bank holiday weekend.
So on the theme of the CR500, I thought we'd catch up with Dylan and his team that actually ran CR500s down at VMXdN. So here's one of the lost interviews.
I mean, Martin Barr, he's just got so much experience. He is one of the veteran riders now, so he brings a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience to our team. We've also got Jamie Law, who's also, one of the veteran riders. Then we got Tom Grimshaw as well, which is a youngster. So between Jamie and Martin, they can share their experience and knowledge with Tom, and hopefully, the team can do a good job in the Wright Engineering team race. But then we've got Martin also representing Northern Ireland for the vets race as well. And then interestingly, Martin will also be doing the Ireland Motocross of Nations at Matley Basin in October. So yeah, no, Martin's solid. He knows what to do.
Can't wait to get out there tomorrow and see where we're at with it and get stuck into the boys.
Yeah, well, for me, the two strokes is where I did all my racing, so two strokes have always played a big part for me. But yeah, we managed to restore 3 bikes to the standard that they're in now. And I'm sure they'll fare really well on track when tomorrow's racing starts. But yeah, it's more fun on the 2 strokes than it is on the 4 strokes. That's me just being honest, but we have a job to do during the year on the 4 strokes representing Honda, and yeah, it's relatively easy, relatively straightforward.
So with any 500s, there's so much power. Don't worry about the power. There's plenty of it. What you're trying to do is smooth it out so it's rideable. You get faster lap times. So suspension's important. So suspension on these 93s, they were kind of a one-off year with the KYB, with the gull wing shape triple clamps. You're going to have a real problem making clamps fit these because the clamp area on the forks is so far apart. There ain't no aftermarket clamps going to work. So what we did, took the standard clamps, vapored the bottom. One of the steerers stops was damaged, so we replaced that, welded it, I ground it back, filed it actually. Top clamp, to make it look like a HRC one, you basically dry blast it so it's really heavy, dry blasted. Then it goes for anodized black, then it comes back and we get Martin, our engineer, just to flash the top surfaces back to machined. That looks pretty close like a HRC one. Our own bar mounts, because we don't want to run twin wall bars. We've got bar mounts for twin walls and regular diameter. You need this thing to absorb as much vibration as possible. So the last thing you need is a super rigid handlebar. So we steer away from twin walls on a 500. Then you run our front fender brace. This is a copy of a HRC one. The fender brace we've redesigned to be a little bit thinner because the HRC one we have is too wide, hits the fork. So we just did a CAD drawing of it and reduced the dimensions by, I think, 18% on the day. So that works. This is our own translucent HRC replica front number plate. The drill positions, the older style, we've got two different styles. So then to have to make the fender bracket, we have to bend it a little bit weird to fit on the gull wing forks. It's a little bit odd. Engineers over here. Where's my coffee anyway?
I don't know. I thought you already come in.
No. So on the wheels, we prefer to Cerakote the hubs just because it's so thin, so hard. If you powder coat the hubs and you're putting the spokes through the powder coat, you're going to struggle to keep the spokes tight. It's too spongy. It's not a good plan. So Cerakote the hubs, new spokes, new rims. The front hub is a bit of a mission because the 95 onwards is a wider hub. So we have to remanufacture wheel spacers. And because that's a CRF hub, it had to have a spacer, reducing spacer, so the bearings still work properly with the older, smaller diameter axle. It's not hard, but it's a pain in the ass. On the rear, nothing too fancy. Again, blast the hubs, get Ollie Benton from Ceramax to Cerakote them, rebuilt using the genuine Honda DID rim, so 32 hole on the back. Again, our 240 rear disc conversion with our billet carrier, rebuilt brakes, nothing fancy about those at all. Our own axle, I'll show you the axle head. We get rid of the nasty 22mm head, so we actually make the axle blocks that look more like the 250 of the same era. So it's got a very flush head with two flats on it, so you don't got a nut, two spanners to do the wheel up basically. Aluminium nut, swing arm got fluffed and rebuilt, so basically take the anodizing off the swing arm, dry blast the cast section, then go at the extruded section with different levels of sandpaper. One day I will show you how to do that, but it's the most awful thing in the world. So that's 5 hours of my life we're not going to get back. Linkage, just blast it and new bearings, it's easy. Shock, again, we Cerakote the bodies because we don't want to mess with the tolerances with anodizing. So it's just basically a rebuilt shock, nothing too fancy. There's only so much you can do with that. We have actually shortened the shock a little bit for Leon because he's not the tallest dude in the world. So we took 8mm out of the shock, which lowers the back end a little bit for him, make him more comfortable. Finishes off with Michelin Star Cross 6 tyres. Our own sprocket, which is a copy of a HRC Sunstar design in gold, which is what the HRC guys used. Tie axle, our own billet axle blocks, tie axle adjusters, our own frame guards, our own billet brake clevis. So it's all the gear we make on this one. So this side of the bike, much the same. There's a few cool bits and pieces. Like I said before about the rear axle, we have it so it's a flush fit head. Much more modern, much more HRC looking. DRC pegs, Yamaha fitment, our own frame guards, our own HRC replica, gear lever, our own Honda Racing Sandcast clutch cases. This front case guard we make, it's a direct copy of a HRC one, and I don't know if you can see on the carburetor the T-pieces we manufacture, because on these older carbs they only had downpipes and it was a problem with the cavitation when landing off a jump. So we've got that handled, we've got that fixed. Technocell seat cover, not strictly accurate if you want to go for Jeff Stanton look, but we had it on the shelf, so I didn't really want to not use it. Michelin Starcross tyres, all use Synthol oils. All the genuine Honda parts come from CMS and L in Holland. Mega. Renthal stuff, so Renthal chains, Renthal bars, proper stuff. And obviously a full complement of Docwob titanium bolts. If we're good enough to win 7 World Championships, good enough for you. So this is the 10th bike we've built this year. We had some help with this one with my mate Andy Wince, who put this one together. He's going to look after Leon at the race. So it's good that he knows the bike when he built. So we did the motor and the suspension. He kind of put the rest together. I built the wheels and did the swing arm, but he's the man who's assembled it all. So good for him. It looks a good job. A little bit of safety wiring to do, a little bit of finishing off. We've run it up once. We'll run it up again before we go there. But once again, this is a good showcase of everything we make. So it's got all our tie bolts, our exhaust brackets, our frame guards, case guard. Oh, yeah, it's in the factory Honda replica chain guide we make, which is ever so cool. Big oversized discs, grey fork guards, translucent plates, bar mounts. We've even machined the tops of the forks to make them look less production. And because at some point in its life, somebody just took them apart with some mole grips. There's some animals out there, aren't there? But there you go. So she's cleaned up. It's a Honda 500, everybody seems to like them. Everybody seems to love a Honda. Maybe not me so much, but they're all right. So there you go. She's done. She's HRC looking, Jeff Stanton looking. Hopefully it'll do Leon for a couple of races. So Leon's going to race Foxhill and Farley on this one. And then we might keep it, we might sell it. So if you want it, just let me know. So that's it for the end of this one. Ready for VMXdN Foxhill. We still have a few days of tinkering, but we could go racing today if we needed to. So hopefully we'll see you there. come and see these bikes ridden in anger, and then come and have some good times. Like and subscribe to the channel, it really does help. We're going to be doing some podcasts from the event, so that's going to come on as well. But just come and say hello and tell us what we should be doing, whether it's being quiet or whether it's you want to learn about different bits and pieces. Just without you telling me, we ain't got a clue what to show you. So there we go, 10 bikes in. I could do with a week in bed, but there you go, we ain't got time for that. I'll see you there.
With the 2 strokes, it's a lot closer racing, you know, because there's not much margin in, obviously there's good riders, but there's not much margin in bikes, so I think it brings the racing closer, and then you've got all them top riders, like I say, and anyone can win, where the other GPs and stuff like that, you know that there's only going to be a few top riders, so it can be anyone's, and that's what makes it exciting for the crowd.
So that's it for this roundup episode. Really appreciate all the subscribers, all your views. It's been mega. We got loads of merch coming up. They've got so much good content. Got some really good ideas. Any of you guys got any ideas for stuff you want to see us do? We can do it, no problem at all. I've gone past the fear of showing everybody what to do. I don't care now, I'll show you.